Well, we done messed up again, Patriots, and it's embarrassing. We keep going around talking about America first all the time, and I messed up, y'all. I used the Google, and like I said, you can do it. Don't tell anybody. But listen, I got on the Google and started seeing what in the world are them Democrats and Joe Biden doing, and let's start with Ukraine. He's using our old weapons that's been warehoused that we ain't going to use, sending them over to Ukraine for Ukraine to use to annihilate the Russian military and weaken them. And, well, I mean, you think about that in the long run. Keeping Russia from invading Ukraine and then invading all of Europe. I mean, that's putting America first. Because we're using our old weapons up, we get to replace those. And hey, look, a lot of that money that's going over there in the form of loans, Ukraine's got to pay that back over the next several decades, y'all, with interest. So that's America first right there. I know. Yeah, I feel like we've been lied to too. And then second, well, let's go with insulin. He got the insulin cost down to $35, y'all. $35. I know Trump did the same thing, but Trump didn't do the same thing. He kind of lied about it. He got the insulin down to $35 for people over 65. See, Joe Biden got the insulin cost down for everybody who needs insulin. That's the difference. So that's putting Americans first right there. You got to admit. How about this? Car manufacturing. More than 200 manufacturing plants in the United States right now and growing, y'all. That's putting America first. How about computer chips? Taking the computer chips that's being manufactured in Taiwan and bringing that over to the United States, making our own chips here. That way, if anything does ever pop off over there in Taiwan, we ain't got to worry about our computer chips. We got them right here at home. That's making America first, y'all. That's making America first. And then some of this stuff that Democrats talk about, like that universal health care, and we're always talking about that's socialism, because we don't know what the hell we're talking about. You know what that is? That means all these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars that comes out your paycheck that you're giving to the private insurance companies right now, every single paycheck, and they're taking that money and paying CEOs and shareholders and all that. With universal health care, guess what? We would be paying less in taxes out of our paycheck than we do paying insurance premiums. And then guess what? All of that money goes to health care and not to the pad in the pockets of shareholders and CEOs, stuff like that. And then you don't have co-pays. Your prescriptions are a lot cheaper because then the government has all that money to be able to negotiate drug prices and stuff. We get our drugs cheaper. You can go see any doctor you want to. Ain't none of this in or out of network crap or any of that stuff. So, I mean, that's putting Americans first right there, I think, y'all. Another thing that they talk about doing, taxing the rich again, closing the loopholes, making it where rich people actually have to pay taxes. Because what they're saying is that the United States, we don't have a spending problem. We've got a revenue problem because ever since Ronald Reagan was president and he started that trickle-down economics, when all this deficit and debt started because he stopped making the rich pay taxes. He lied to everybody and said all that money would just trickle down to everybody. And instead, you know what they do with it? They take that money and they do stock buybacks and stuff like that, and mergers, and acquire other businesses and stuff like that, create monopolies. That's what they do with it. And then we get all this debt. And also the Democrats are saying, hey, tax them rich people again like we used to. Back in the 50s, there was a 90% tax rate for the rich people. I think we ought to go back to something like that too, y'all. What do you think? I mean, that's putting Americans first. So, I mean, I can go on and on. I was on the Google for hours, y'all, looking at it. And if we was to stop making this whole thing about us against them and all that, and stop being hateful towards certain groups of people, you know what I mean, Patriots, we could probably agree with 90% of what them Democrats want to do. But we think this is like some sort of football game that we have to win. It ain't like that. It really ain't like that, y'all. It's we work together and then we win, because we should be on the same team. We should be. But we keep watching Fox News and OAN and Newsmax and crap like that, and they lie to us constantly. Another thing them Democrats want to do, comprehensive immigration reform, fix our broken immigration system. Yeah. I mean, we could work with them and get that done, because that immigration stuff scares the hell out of us, don't it? I mean, we could fix that, but we got to work together to do it. I think we could agree to do that. I mean, they're not going to agree with our way of doing things and militarizing the border and just rounding up all the brown people and getting them out of our country. That ain't going to happen. But we could work together and get some real, immigration reform and fix our immigration system. So I think if we just stop hating on people like gay people and black people and all that stuff. I know we say we don't, but we do. But if we just stop doing that, we'd agree with 90% of the stuff them Democrats want to do. And then that puts the power of our government in the hands of the people. It does. And then we're not all divided. And then we can get together and make that government start working for us again, patriots. What do you think? I think that's an awesome idea. Inmate Trump 2024.